All right, let's get into the baby birth that we were shown on Christmas Day 2024 this year and tie in the mirror reflections because we are at the end of the Catch 22, which connects to the anniversaries on 9/11, as we have already started the 23rd hour on this, and the 24 is in 2025, and this is kind of that merge on those clocks, and we got Trump, the 45, 47 on that winning projection on that 9/11 for the Abaddon and the Abaddon, who hold the keys to the pit, and that pit's already been locked up in one way, shape, or form. And Beyonce, that baby, is also giving a cryptic message for the 114 time frame next year. And the cryptic is tied to the crypto, and the crypt is tied to the tomb, where the people that are on the cross are taken in and all these things, and the tomb is usually held by the rich man and these things. And then she's also home from Houston, and you got the Texans and Ravens, and that raven is tied to the trans and the transformation, and the transformation is tied for your transportation and those things, and the transport is where you've been given out to that old age. And then the new age is set before you, this 1 hour where the kings and Elon Musk can come forth, who's made his trillions supposedly without gas, and he comes on and he takes out the dollar according to the world stage in one way, shape, or form, but he also replaces it. And this is where he has these Teslas sitting around, or he can start up this so-called everything app, or the X app, where X marks a spot for the treasure. And you got to dig up this treasure, you got to put the work into it, different things like that. But the ID system can come out to where he lets you ride in his cars for free. It's like that Lyft or Uber service, but he does it through his app and those things. And then he can also set up some type of me coin, or the meme coin, where you start worshiping his name and number to buy and sell. And this is where you have everyone's going to be marked in the right hand, and we're going forward in technology, we're going forward in time into a new age. And the Washington, those things are tied to the old age. So this is where the old age, the petrodollar, all those things, that old global empire is going to be consolidated in America. This is where, like, so-called Biden just now nationalized the bald eagle, or whatever kind of thing they're telling us. So this is where that nation of America, so-called, or the United States, is forming. Okay. So that would be just the gathering of that old age, and then that's where Texas or Elon Musk or whatever can be the home of this new time frame. But you don't necessarily want to be there when hell's rising and they're seeing that the Antichrist puppet is right there in front of them in the homeland and the Bible Belt and all those other things. So multiple spectrums lining up here to where that's where you may have to see these things. You may have to move to another area in the country or whatever and see how these things unfold in areas, because you know where the 80% live, you know where the oil and all these things, all the money comes from or whatever. You can kind of put two and two together, hopefully, and this be tribulational times as far as whatever. But as these tribulational times are coming out, they're also going to be giving this, that, and the other to off balance, whatever. But the so-called beastmen stuck in the old age, they're not going to take whatever's given to get them through whatever. But so as we're going from a spiritual to a carnal, the spirit is working through the lampstand to go to the carnal, but the carnal is also going through the lampstand to go to the spirit. So just getting into a few clues here. We got the water break going on at the same time that the baby is getting that meconium and getting that black stick keys hit, or the sticky shit. But that happened. We got the water break happening with the Big Eddy and the stuff in Hawaii at the same time as the so-called Kilauea volcanoes going off. And we got the dolphin pods, like 5,000, whatever they said in numbers, going off the coast of California. So this is all mirroring the movie of La Palma on Netflix that's overlapping or whatever, and Netflix paid $20 million for this 13 minutes. So it's 13 minutes. That's the clock on there, which can be the 13 days on a time signature, but can also tie to the 12/31 for New Year's Eve and such, because we saw the offset for last year for the Green Day and the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, and the Saudi Arabia getting off the dollar and all those things. But now we can see where the tethered dollar can turn on to start paying for the oil and bricks or whatever. So this is where you don't need, where you can have a parallel economy set up to where the either way. The Houston ties to the Houston and the baby oil, and the baby and the oil ties to the Diddy and all those things. So this is kind of like a meeting point on these things where they can go either direction, perhaps, maybe. And then the Elon is showing the weight loss and the Santa outfit. And then we also show Trump. He's on the Santa sleigh, and then Santa is also Satan, so he's on that Satan sleigh. And then that's where Elon, he's lost the weight, he's pushed out the baby, and then the baby is that black baby in Texas, the Cowboy Carter. Okay, so he's the cart, and the giving that cart, the cart, and then that karma. That karma would tie into your May and your May Day event, and then the overlaps on the calendar. Obviously, the May might be would be February, because May, the Christmas in July, May is December, and then December crossed over into the Roman calendar, pushed back, whatever would be February. So that's where you can see these things where the election and the speaker mic blown to where Obama or Hillary or Elon can come in for speaker, and then they take Trump out. And however that we see this seems in reality for Trump's next power move. So also Elon losing weight. This is where Elon or Biden were shown also has a possible twin, but I'm not sure if that twin is known. I'm having a brain fart on that, but either way, Trump or Elon or whatever, this part of that dark dawn or working the puppet, where Trump will be here, but he's not going to be here in a way. And that can also tie into the dark dawn where he's like totally gone off the far left fucking field, and we're just like, where is he coming up with this stuff? Anyways, so we'll see how the Lord Don plays this little chess match coming up, but we're here where he's pushed out this baby Elon. He's comparing this Morinjaro that's putting the lid on it in one way, and then the Morn is that morning star that's giving rise as the reflections coming on one side of the moon, and then we got also the dark side of the moon, and they do a flip-flop rolls. And then the Oz Empic, the Oz and the Empic, the EMP and the hemp that's grown in the Texas and all those things that's being sold for THC and whatever. So this is kind of a reflection of that, the gas and the cars and sold for the cross and that haircut for that big bang chop and all those things, so to speak. And then either way, so this is tying into that where Elon's given that 1 hour with the beast to move things over, and then he takes things over in one way, shape, or form, and then the beasts are there to go into their little submission role and their tribulation and those things until they rise up out of it. And depending on if they ever rise out of it, they might just need to be born again. Okay, so the shabuzi, that booze, and that jab. All right. And that also has the Aussie. That ties into Elon's weight loss, and that's the balance on things, and that's the Ozempic shot, the Shambuzi, and then the Post Malone. That's also tied to the Lone Star State, and the AM, and the May for the May Day, and the May Musk. So the Tanner, Adele, the Radell. Raina Reynolds, that's the foil, the F oil. Tiara, Kennedy, all right, and then we saw the Tiara, that matcha set, that green matcha. We saw the Kate Middleton and the blonde lady, the Kamala, all right. So the Camilla and the Kamala, they kind of go together, and the Char and the Charles for the Charlie Brown, okay? And then the Brown is Kamala, and then we got that Brown sticky hits, hitting the keys and sicking them with the Beyonce. And then, so she's wearing the cowboy hat, cowboy card, the bang banner at the end. That's the, the stadium event getting banged or whatever. We see the Colosseum in the Roman Empire there with the old half bang bang. So we see the stadium, the bang, the plane wreck in Russia that looks like a bomb at the tail wing, people walking out of it, calling them alive, all this shit we're shown, okay? And then the Beyonce birth, the dolphins, the pods, that'd be the drones, all this shit going together, folks, okay? Going for that big bang for the Christmas whammies for 2025 as that Wild Time is coming in, or number 2's coming in, the Wild Times comes in off of that, and its overlap is the 89 and the 90. Okay, so you got the 89 flip side coming as the 90 hits, okay? The clocks and the flip-flops, all right? The Brittany Spencer, all right. The Britain for the UK, the Crane, all that stuff is tiny in one. The UK is going to be one with the London, the Elon Don, the money. So, the bang and the banner ties into the Bruce Banner, which is the Batman. So it's just the banner. So it's a broad spectrum. So we got the Adam West, the Val Kilmer. The Kilmer is tied to the Kilauea for the volcano. So I expect the volcano in Hawaii. That's kind of a flip-flop on what they show in La Palma as far as the visions work on the television that works through the artist. So that's where we're shown turtles, but it's actually dolphins. But we see the turtles happening with a shell shock in Mario right now. Super Mario World that's happened since Luigi crossed over with that 3D reality. And then also she's doing the gun, Beyonce, and that bang bang. So this can be tied to a flip-flop as far as a speaker being tossed out, and however it all works out where they do the big still, the seamless still, and the Don or whoever comes out and they do the 3D whatever shebang out of the sleeve, like magic trick thing that we were shown, and all these little different things, okay, from our childhood and adulthood, whatever, okay? It's getting good, folks. Been working on this for a few years, and now it's time to let the light shine. We're in a new dawn and a new day. So y'all get ready. And the White Horse Rider, she's on it. That black White Horse Rider, and the people are expecting some white man when it's a black woman, just like symbolic gestures. So it's going to be something totally opposite of what they're expecting. The church is going to flee and run.